Hey guys, welcome back to another Trekyards podcast. As always, I'm Captain Foley.
I'm Connor Cockings and special guest.
Daniel.
And I don't recognise your face, but I think you guys recognise his work.
Oh,
Stuart,
for sure.
Take us away.
He has been working on Project Voyager. What is the actual project's name, by the way?
Right now, I have no name yet. I was thinking about the name, but I'm just calling it Star Trek Voyager Game Project.
And that is how you can find it on Facebook. You really should.
He's been posting he's been posting a lot of animations and stuff almost on a daily basis on Trekyards, showing some of his work. The detail he's put into this thing is incredible.
But let's go back though, because what is it? Daniel, tell us the step one. What is this project, and why on earth are you doing it like a crazy person?
It's a kind of Elite Force, the game which was released in the year 2000 from Ravensoft. And I remember that those games were very good at that time. I was very happy playing them. And unfortunately, over the years, the quality of Star Trek games get lower and lower, and 3 years ago I was thinking about making my own game to bring something back, to give the community something back. And I was thinking that I was sure that no company is going to make a new Voyager game. It's something that is 20 years ago, and there are just the old fans. There are no new fans, and that's why I was a little bit, sad, and a little bit, I don't know. So I was very motivated to do my own.
Yeah. So my question is, why Voyager? Is Voyager your favorite series?
Yeah, I think Voyager is one of my favorite shows. Actually, I like all of them. I like all Star Trek shows equally. I like them all equally, but somehow Voyager is special. I don't know. Maybe it's because of the renderings. Everything looks much smoother and better, and the Voyager itself is somehow timeless. It's a good design. It's sleek, and it's like a Porsche or something. It's like a fast car. I don't know. I like it. I like it very much, and it reminds me a lot of TNG. They're traveling through space and meeting new allies and meeting new enemies and new aliens, everything like this, and I like it. Yeah.
Although for those who haven't actually picked up on it yet, we've been talking about Star Trek Voyager game project. He's rebuilding Voyager. Now, when I say that, people have built 3D models of the exterior, and you see 3D models of the exterior on Trekyards all the time, but you don't often see interiors built to a professional, it's fair to say, standard. And many people I've seen, obviously, you post all the time, and many people say photoreal. Many people say better than the original because it's all being lit as it would be if everything had a full ceiling and everything had full everything's lighting interactively rather than a sound stage. He's rebuilding all the sets. It started with a bridge, and he built pretty much all the iconic sets now, and you're going even beyond that, I believe, to pretty much the whole ship. I mean, the scope of your project seems kind of unreal.
Yes.
Yeah.
For many people, it seems like it's unreal. I mean,
which is funny because he's the Unreal Engine.
Yeah. I started in Unity. I have to say I started in Unity, but then I switched to Unreal because, I mean, at that time when I switched to Unreal, it was much superior to Unity. It was much better. A better lighting engine, everything was much better. And now I'm still on Unreal, and I will keep going.
Now, I've also seen you've done the Delta Flyer as well. Are you going to be doing any other shuttlecraft that Voyager had? I mean, what's the scope of the project? Is everything
how far
that Voyager
you going?
had?
Yeah.
The scope of the project is to build the complete ship. Yeah. I mean, we know there's no complete ship. There are no complete layouts for everything. There are a lot of layouts made by fans, but I'm talking a lot with Rick Sternbach. I'm listening to Rick, and I'm listening to his ideas, yeah, and he's giving a lot of good feedback, and yeah, then I'm designing my own layout, and the scope of all this project is just to make everything functional, yeah, the complete ship, and for many people it sounds impossible for one guy, but actually I'm doing it for 3 years now, and I'm still working on it. At least I want to make a complete game. Yeah, there are 3 kind of modes I want to accomplish. One of them is a multiplayer game. Yeah, something like in Unreal Tournament, Capture the Flag or Assault. Just imagine there's a Borg ship, for instance, and then there's a Voyager, and the Borgs are coming to the Voyager, and they want to, I don't know, they want to reach the warp core, yeah, and you have to do everything to stop them, you know, and yeah, the second mode is just an exploration mode, like the expansion pack in a Light Force. So just walk through the ship and yeah, feel like you're on the ship and you can do everything.
The real difference though with Elite Force, I mean, that, like I said, looked good at the time, and you were on the ship, but I think for a lot of, you know, in-engine especially, a lot of the stuff you produce, if you put it on in the background as you know, a screensaver, people would ask you, is that a set from the, is that a picture from the set? I mean, the detail, how it's being lit, I mean, most people don't really who haven't got the same understanding that maybe Neil Stewart might, they would not, you know, think twice. That's certainly something you're bringing to the community. I mean, even just to have those millions of potential, you know, background wallpapers. Hey, that's a service in itself.
Also, of course, you can do that as well. I mean, you can grab screenshots from the game just for wallpaper, you know. And this is something maybe what people really like to do. Yeah, it's not just for gaming. I talked to a lot of people, and many people say, I'm not in gaming, but I would definitely buy it because it's just so cool. It's just a Voyager game, and just to have in mind the possibilities. Yeah, if you have something like an expansion pack and you're going to the bridge, then you might be able to watch Netflix, for instance, on the big screen. You know, and
that'd be cool.
In virtual reality, and that's fine. That's somehow funny, yeah. Or you go to, you go to Tom Paris' crew quarter, and then just switching on the old TV set, yeah, and watching, I don't know, watching whatever you want, episodes, for instance, on that small screen, yeah. Awesome, there are a lot of possibilities, and I want to catch some of them. You know, I mean, there's something I'm always dreaming of, and I think many people think like myself, like me, and yeah, let's see.
Now, I got to admit, I myself am guilty of saving some of your pictures and using them for wallpapers and things because they're fantastic and they're great. Although lately I haven't seen. Have you done the exterior of the ship? I don't think I've seen your version of it. If you've done it,
I have done an exterior, but it's not finished yet. Okay. I still need to drill all the small windows into the mesh, and I have to texture it. It's a very complicated part of everything. I have to UV map everything.
Have you done all the little greeblies in the sensor palette and all the side details yet?
Yes, I did them. Yes, I'm working on it, and I think that actually my Voyager version will be much more detailed than the one from the show.
Well, that was my question. I mean, having studied the real Voyager in depth.
Because, it's, you know, you asked me what the scope is, and I told you that I'm going to produce 3 kind of modes. The first mode is the single campaign mode, and in that mode you will walk on the hull, on the exterior, in the first level, and for that case, especially that case, I need high-res detail on the ship. So my ship will be very detailed, I guess.
Now, the most important question, does your interior layout actually fit in the model? Because I know one thing I really like about the shots we've been seeing lately of the corridors and stuff and the figure you have running through them is that they're the proper size. In Star Trek Online, everything is so huge. I really appreciate the fact that you're doing it proper size. So does your internal set layout actually fit into the model, or is it bigger than the actual model?
No, actually it fits. It depends. Sometimes it doesn't fit, and in that case, I really have to design my own way. It was terrible when I was designing this data flyer. You know, the data flyer carrier doesn't fit at all. Yeah, you can see a lot of screenshots and a lot of shots in the show, but actually it doesn't fit. It doesn't work like it was shown in the show. I still try to make it look as close as possible to the show. Yeah, and I think I've done a great job. I think it's good enough. Yeah.
Well, that final amalgam though of combining these pieces, so now you can walk through. I don't think fans will say, "Oh, there's meant to be a little mini corridor here." I think they'll see just, "Wow, I went from this place to this place to this ramp. That's how I remember it." So people will start to imprint your layout because it obviously works. You're walking it. So that'd be a fun little side effect of your project, I think.
Yeah. I'm trying to combine everything as much as good and as possible. Now I'm on deck 2, you know, and deck 2 there's the mess hall, you know, and actually the mess hall is the same from TNG. They modified a little bit, but the structure and the set was used from TNG, you know, and also the exterior, the floors, the corridors, yeah, and it was difficult to get those unique Voyager corridors to make them fit to the TNG part, you know. We have those panels which are going from the bottom to the ceiling, you know, and just when you go out of the mess hall, you can see them. Yeah? They're very big. The floor is much higher, much bigger than the rest of the ship. You know, so it was difficult to combine those sets together. There are some rare shots from the show, but actually I don't like it how they did it in the show. You know, sometimes I find mistakes in the show. If you really look closely to what they did in the show, then you will notice that sometimes I don't know, sometimes it was not good enough, you know, and yeah, I'm trying to make it as good as possible. So yeah, it's a lot of my own design, which you see there.
So another question I have as somebody that doesn't know anything about 3D modeling or CGI work, how long does it take to, let's just say, make a corridor? Like, how long does it take to do the structure and add the details, or just to something simple?
Actually, it always depends on the artist. I guess the main problem here, what we have is that I have no real measurement, no real sizes of all that stuff, you know. It's just, I'm always comparing the size of the corridor with people who are in the show, you know. For instance, Harry Kim, I know his height, and then I know I guess how wide something might be, or how high, and so on. And that's the most problem I have when I'm doing something like this. Modeling is quite easy. It's not difficult to model something like this. Yeah, and the texturing is also quite easy. I mean, the corridors are not very difficult to do. It's just easy structure, nothing complicated. But the complicated stuff is to get everything in the right size and the correct proportion. And I noticed that deck 2 is a little bit too small, you know. Last week when I posted my last update from the corridor of deck 2, some people told me that the guy who's walking inside the corridor is too big. Yeah, and then I was thinking maybe they're right. Maybe. And then I was double checking my reference screenshots from the show and noticed that it might be a little bit too small. Yeah. So my corridors on deck 2 are 7 feet wide. Is it correct? Yeah, 7 feet. Yeah. And I guess they should be 8. So I will leave it like it is on deck 2. Yeah. And then I will make them a little bit bigger on deck 3, 4, 5, and so on.
Okay, cool.
As you know from the show, for instance, there's deck 15. Yeah, I guess what was the name of the show? I don't know, but there are some shows where you can see a very narrow corridor, very small corridor, you know, on deck 15. So it just makes sense to make it different in sizes. Yeah, I guess also it feels much more natural if not everything is at the same size. Yeah, if you play a Light Force, for instance, I really love a Light Force, but if you play it, then you will notice that everything looks identically. It's completely the same, and this could be a little bit boring, I guess.
Well, it's like, you know, you're living on a spaceship every day, but if you accidentally go off the wrong stop almost, if every corridor's a little bit different, you know, right, well, it gets, you know, half a foot smaller the further down the ship you go, then you'll instantly, because obviously you're trained, you're, you know, an intelligent, highly trained officer to be on this specialist craft, you can probably see that very quickly. It's like, okay, I'm on the wrong stop. That's actually a very clever way of being deck thing.
And it makes sense for deck 2, because deck 2's got limited space because it's right under the bridge. So it makes sense to make the corridors a little bit smaller anyway there. To fit more rooms or more room in. So,
just to answer your question, Stuart, about how long it took me to do the corridor too. I guess it took me about a week. I guess just to place all parts of the corridor. I'm doing it manually. There are a lot of possibilities to do it automatically, like with splines or I don't know. There's some techniques to do it automatically, but somehow I like to have the control over the object, so I'm doing it manually, and this takes a lot of time. But then I am exactly sure that I don't have any kind of overlapped polygons or like this, you know. So it took me a week.
Well, I've got a very practical question now. As someone who does 3D work, not modeling, but rendering, and who knows a lot of modelers, when you build anything even 1/10 of this scale, you could be so efficient with polygons and the amount of detail you have. But you're saying, I've been going through pictures on your site, you know, so much of the ship you're intending to exist at the same time. Well, that's a lot of polygons, a lot of things you're adding for you know, to burn render times sort of unnecessarily. And when you're trying to build the entire ship, you know, Rick Sternbach did a wonderful set of deck plans. That's really helpful. But are you really gonna, you know, leave rendering in the physical space 86 rooms that are all identical crew quarters to be explored? But sure, that's gonna make someone's PC grind to a halt. I mean, especially in the level of detail you've got. So how are you gonna represent the whole ship, but by keeping it workable? I mean, I can't imagine anyone's PC can have an entire ship with every single room.
I'm doing it. Duplicate. I understand. I'm doing it with streaming technology. There are some techniques in Unreal where you can stream a level when you are close to the room, which you want to see. So actually, all the rooms are not visible. You know, they are not visible during the game. Only if you come close to the area where you are. So this is some kind of an open world technique. Yeah, you know, these days you have a lot of open world games, and like in GTA 5, for instance, it's amazing, that game, and you can go everywhere. Yeah, and they're also just switching or turning on the levels you see when you're close by, when you're close in that area. And this is the way I'm doing it as well. So when you are walking through my ship, it's not always everything there. It's just there when you are coming close.
Now, during the let's say the exploration mode on the game, or the game. Will you have other crew members walking around, or it will be a completely empty ship? Because I know adding a few extra crew members makes it a little more real to people, just walking by them in the corridor or whatever. So is that something you have planned?
Yes, that's one of my plans, and that's why I'm testing character animations right now. But it's difficult. Characters are very, very difficult to make them good looking. I mean, something like Voyager is something like it's a static structure, you know, there's nothing dynamically. But a character is much more dynamical, and also if you want to compare the graphics to a character and then to a static structure like the Voyager, it is much more difficult to get the right skin shader, or the right hair shader, eye shader. Everything should look perfectly, you know, and that's what I want to do. I want to make it as good as I can.
Well, dare I say, though, first level of your game should be in the Alpha Quadrant before it's launched, and the Breen try and take over the ship because, you know, they all look the same. And that'd be a great way of having a full level. There you go. It's problem solved. It's a Breen crew. It's a bring a Breen to work day. Everyone's wearing the helmet.
Although I think I speak for Samuel as well when I say we wouldn't mind being crew members on this ship, maybe.
Oh, that's saying.
Actually, my idea was that in the single campaign that you are playing an ensign, and the nobody, someone who was never mentioned in the show before, and who still might fit in the show, you know, because I'm telling the story from season 3 to season 4, something between. So I'm going back in the Delta Quadrant, and there we will have some kind of lost chapter, something that never, no one had ever heard of it.
Well, certainly, if you have any voice actors, again, we're more than happy to join up. And I'm sure.
No, I don't, because in my story, you as an ensign have to rescue the crew, which disappeared from the ship. And
yes, I know that trick. I've used that trick before.
Yeah.
We don't need anyone else around, sort of plot. But hey, if you want audio logs, you know, someone's left logs throughout the ship you have to find, and you know, there you go. Voice over for that Easter egg.
Yeah.
Okay, so you say you've been working on this for 3 years now, and you've been talking with Rick Sternbach and stuff, which is awesome. I remember 2 years ago when I went to Wonderfest, you said to say hi to Rick for you, and I did, and he's like, "Oh yeah, Daniel's awesome." So, how has it been working with Rick? And because we love working with Rick, it's amazing to listen to him. How helpful has he been?
He's great. I really like him. He is always so I know
friendly,
he's so good.
jovial.
You know, and he's just a nice guy, and I really like him. And I bought this from him actually, just
I want one. I
get,
want it.
get all of his stuff, and
Wow.
He also put this picture into it with his signature, and I'm very happy. And he's very helpful. Very often we're talking about fan-made productions or fan-made stuff, and sometimes when I ask him, Rick, can I use this? Would you recommend using this? For instance, fan-based layouts. Then I'm just showing them to him, and then he says, he really don't like this or that, but it's okay, it's nice, you can do this way. Also, sometimes he says, Daniel, you can't do it like this, because then it's a refurbished Voyager, and it should be placed after the 7th season somewhere in Alpha Quadrant. And then I told him, man, maybe it's a different universe. I don't know. We're just kidding, and he's helpful.
So I think it's fair to say that he probably he's helping add more canon to Voyager by helping you do deck layouts and things like that, and giving you little suggestions. So your ship's actually the most canon Voyager that's ever existed, even more so than on screen, because you still have the designer helping you with some details.
Yes, sometimes it's difficult. I remember the time when I did the data flyer, and I had to reconstruct a lot of the on the data flyer, especially the escape pods. You know, the data flyer has 4 escape pods. Yeah, but where can I place them when there's no place for them? You know,
Yeah.
and also he told me that the guys who wrote the stories, you know, that they mixed up everything, and first he designed the data fly a different way, and then they changed it during the show and wanted to have some extra feature and so on. So yeah, it was difficult, but I guess he's okay with my design, how it's like now. I hope so, at least. Yeah, I really want to make him happy, and I don't know why, but I really like him, and he's the father of Voyager, and so much more. So
well, that's a great note to end on. I mean, you know, the man who designed it, is his child, who helped design, you know, what the heroship of that story. He's helping you bring it back to life in 2017 in a quality we can all think is, wow, that's amazing, and you know, we should all be incredibly thankful that both of you went to put the time in. You know, we do Trekyards, other people do fan productions, but you know, the time you're putting in will be incredible for years to come for all of us. And it's so great Rick still loves his ship enough to help bring it really to life. You know, none of us could visit the sets, but you're building the sets.
Oh.
It's awesome.
And one final quick question: when can we expect the project to maybe be finished?
Yes.
Because we're all looking forward to it.
What people always want to know. They always want to play something. I always want to have a finished project. I guess I need 2 more years. I guess it's difficult to say exactly because you know, things might change in the future. Maybe I get a sponsor. Maybe I get much more money to do it. Right now, everything I do, I'm doing by my own. So and I'm not rich. You know, it's like we all have to go to work, and we all have to spend our money for food and for family and everything else. And a little bit which less goes into my project. And I don't know if everything goes like it went before. I guess I will need maybe 2 years. 2, maybe 3, when everything is difficult. But actually, I built all of the sets right now. So if I would rush a little bit, I could, I guess, make a very complete version until the end of the year if I would. But I really take my time to make it as good as possible, and to make more variations into the corridors and everything else. I don't want to have everything equally. I want to have a little bit. I want to have differences in the sets, and that's why it will take maybe 2 or 3 years.
It is worth reminding the audience there, go onto his page and have a look. But he's already done the bridge, the engineering room, the conference room, and forward, all the major rooms. So that took him the couple of years to make all the things that we registered, basically all the sets. But he's trying to make it a full ship. He's trying to fill in all the gaps. That's those little details. That's going to take the extra time. He's already done the main stuff. If you just want a Desilu style Voyager set reconstruction, I'm sure you could put all sets in one unit, so you could walk between them as if it was the sets. That probably could do that in 2-3 weeks, sort of thing. But that's not the point of the project. To do it unbelievably wonderfully. That's all I'm going to say about that. That's the end of my. And can't give me compliments. Can't give too many.
The good thing is that, as you mentioned, I built all the sets, and now I can reuse a lot of stuff of it for other rooms. You know.
Yeah.
I'm just taking some of the details from other rooms and combining them in a new way, and making new rooms. You know, and everything looks like it is from Voyager because of the look of the details. You know, everything, it's very close to each other, and yeah.
All right, guys. Well, hopefully it'll be done soon. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys are too. If you haven't looked into it, what's the website address, Samuel, that people can check it out at?
we go on Facebook and go on Star Trek Voyager Game Project, and you'll find it, and you'll be amazed, and you'll like everything he does, which is good. You should.
There you go. So, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this, and until next time, I'm Captain Foley.
I'm Connor Cockings, and special guest
Daniel.
See you next time.
I'll see you all later.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Bye-bye.